Hey, sports fans, Larry Eater here. It's Conversations with Larry. This is the review of day three of the Tokyo World Outdoor Athletics Championships, September 15th, 2025, brought to you by our friends at Nike. This is the Air Structure 26, baby, the most controlled, motion controlled shoe, I think, in the arsenal. Galen Rupp loves this. When I was talking to Galen at the Chicago Marathon, he said, this is his baby. Ooh, ah, check it out at NikeRunning.com. And as always, when you buy Nike running shoes, please go to the local dealer, take a clean pair of socks, try on 4 or 5 different models, find the Nike shoe that you like. Again, NikeRunning.com for more information. So let's talk about day three. Now, day three started hot and humid, baby. It's a men's marathon. And they started it a half hour early, but it was still 80 plus degrees, 90 plus humidity, and it took a lot out of people. Our friend Clayton Young, who was ninth in the Paris Olympics and is training partner of Connor Mance, Clayton finished in ninth place. He was the first American, 2:10:43. It came down to Alphonse Felix Simbu from Tanzania, uh, Amanal Petros from Germany, and Elas Aquani from Italy. Now, Elas I knew, and you might remember too, from the premier European Road Running Championships last year where he won the marathon. Um, I put all my shekels on Elas, but Amanal and Alphonse broke away. And Alphonse won by 3 hundredths of a second, 2:09:48, his seasonal best. Amanal Petros from Germany, 2:09:48. Elas Aquani from Italy, 2:09:53. Tanzania's first medal in the World Championships. Pretty cool, huh? So congratulations to Alphonse Felix Simbu, Amanal Petros, and Elas Aquani. Now, just so you know, Cam Lewis ran a 2:11:14 there. He was, let's see, let me get Cam's place from Canada, 12th. The next American, I'm just trying to see where Richard Ringer from Germany, a European champion in 2022. You remember that big marathon? He was 13th. But let me give you the Americans, and I think let's see, where did I have Reed Fisher, 28th in 2:15:17. And then our friend CJ Albertson, who finished 40th, 2:19:47. I didn't get to interview Reed, but I did interview CJ and Clayton. Again, what a tough, tough day, right? So let's go to the evening session now. And let me get back up to the normal top here. Results. We got to go back to the world champs, and it's the wonders of technology. The One of the things that I wanted to share with you about each day was the fantastic crowds. Day three was no exception. About 18,000 in the morning, but I would suspect over 100,000 on the course. When I took my taxi over, if you recall, Taxi with Larry that I did on Instagram every night, um, or before the evening session and the morning session, it was taking me about 7.5 to 10 minutes to get there. Evening sessions are a little tighter. Normally on Wednesday, I went in um, early in the morning and I stayed the whole day. So, okay, let's get you with the next final. The next final was the men's pole vault. That was on day three. You know, pole vault's a hard one to chat about because the quality of the event is so big. But then you've got Mondo Duplantis, and in Tokyo, Mondo went 6:30, kids, new world record. The crowd went nuts. He took gold. Emmanuel Corrales, who had gone 11 times over 6 meters, went over 6 meters again. He took the silver. Curtis Marshall really put it together. 595, equaling his PB. And our friend Sam Kendricks, who his last time in Tokyo was in 2021, and they locked him in a glass quarters because of COVID. He finished in fourth place. Thibaut Collet was fifth place in 590, and Sandra Mogen Guttormsson from Norway, 590, equaled his PB. And Menno Vloon, remember Menno was the co-winner of the men's pole vault at the European Indoors, 590 as well. Renaud Villeneuve, former world record holder, former world champion, former Olympic champion, former European champion, was next in, let me get his place in eighth, at 575. And in Qatar, in ninth place, Selfadine Hanida Abdelassam, 575. He equaled their national record. So equal national record in your champs. That's pretty damn cool, right? So let's get back on it. Monday night was a good night, and so we had the pole vault, which entertained everybody, and then we went to our next final was the women's hammer throw. Always a great competition. And I got to tell you, Cam Rogers continues to impress. The Canadian is such a star. 80-51 world leader. Ji Zhao from China, 77-60 in the silver medal, her PB. And in third place, Jiale Zhang, 77-10. In fourth place, Silja Kosonen from Finland, 75-28. In fifth place, Deanna Price, former world champion, 75-10. And in sixth place, the world record holder, Anita Wodlarczyk from Poland, 74-64. I got to meet Anita at the Nike Prefontaine earlier this year. But Cam Rogers is just the star of that event. And it's just it's really exciting to see Cam throw. She has just a great attitude, and I think she's a great role model. And what a star in Canada! And congratulations, Canada. The next event was the men's steeple, and boy, this was a surprise, but we really shouldn't have been surprised. So let me go through that. You have Sufyan El-Bakali, who's won everything known to God and things not known to God too, right? He's won Olympics, he's run worlds, he's run Asians, he's won he's star of stars. He's won from the front, from the back, from in between. So I think he was kind of trying to mail this performance in, and I think that was the issue because it was pedestrian pace, kids. They went out at 9-minute steeple pace. Then they were at 850 steeple pace. They finally got it down and got into a race on the last 1K, which they ran in just around 2:33, so just over 4-minute mile pace. With 50 meters to go, Sufyan El-Bakali looked like he was winning again. Au contraire, Gordy Beamish, you remember him, world indoor champion. They do the coffee pot podcast. That's pretty cool. It's with oh my gosh, a couple of his buddies from the two Badgers are there. Gordy went to he coached by Dathan Ritzenheim, and he is. I interviewed him back in 2020 when he was just coming off a bunch of injuries, and Dathan had just picked him up for the club, and he's gone on to run some pretty fantastic races. The World Indoor 1500 title, totally impressive. But this time, the guy came back from 12th place, and he caught Sufyan El-Bakali just before the finish line. It was a brilliant race, 8:33.88 to 8:33.95. You look at the video of Bakali, he knows he's been caught, and he weeps at the finish line, knowing that he could have won. But Gordy Beamish wasn't going to let him do that, man. That's why Beamish is in the steeplechase, as all his friends would tell you. Edmund Serum caught Samuel Faru near the finish, so Kenya just kept a medal in the men's steeple, an event they used to own. They had, I believe, 2 medals. Of the 10 medals, Ethiopia, let's see, of the 11 medals Kenya received, I believe 3 were for men. Pretty disastrous for the men from Kenya. So it was Gordy Beamish, 8:33.88. Sufyan Al-Bakali, 8:33.95. Edmund Serum, 8:34.56. Lamecha Gurma, world record holder, back in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, sixth place, in 8:35.60. Ryuji Miura from Japan, 8:35.90 in 8th place. Ryuji was in the medal contention until the last 50 meters. A terribly pedestrian pace. In fact, the first kilometer was slower than the women. The other thing about this that you might find of interest, I'm just trying to check my little timey thing here. Okay. If you might find it of incredible interest, right? And I'm just making sure, yep, it is recording. Is that this is one of the slowest championship steeplechases in 30 plus years, but at the end of the day, the time does not matter. It's who got the medals. You remember what John Walker said, Sir John Walker in 1976 in Runner's World. In April 76, before Montreal, he was asked who he hoped would be in his field at the 1500 final in Montreal, and he said, hopefully a lot of senior citizens. I thought that was one of the funniest lines in history. Great one, great one. So Gordy Beamish, New Zealand, steeplechase. Sufyan Al-Bakali, Morocco, silver medal. Edmund Serum, Kenya, bronze medal. Okay, kids, let's get back into this whole thingamajig. We're on day 3. It is the 15th of September. And let me give you the final of the women's 100-meter hurdles. This was an interesting race, right? Now, I've been telling you guys all season that you couldn't really predict what was going to happen in the women's hurdles. And was I correct? Yes, Larry, you were. Masai Russell had won everything since Paris. Everything. But she had a off day and finishes 4th. She ran 12:44, just out of the medals. Pia Skoroskowa, I destroyed that name, from Poland, 12:49 in 5th place. Divine Charlton and Pia, European champion. Divine Charlton, world indoor champion, 12:49 in 6th place. Daniel Williams, Olympic champion, 12:53, 7th place. Bronze medal, Grace Stark from the U.S., 12:34. Silver medal, Toby Amosan, world record holder. Remember, she did that in 2022, and I said, what the hell? 12:29. Gold medal, Tataji Kambunji, one of the Kambunji sisters. We have a nice piece up on them from Stuart Weir. 12:24, national record. Tataji had won the European in a tight race in Apeldoorn, European indoor. And then came second in the world indoor 60. She took the perfect day to run the perfect race. Tataji is a wonderful example of athletes getting it all together for the perfect storm in a championship. Tataji did it. A lovely person. The Kambunji family is wonderful. I've been able to interview both Mujinga and Tataji. Class acts, really class acts. But congratulations to Tataji Kambunji from Switzerland, gold. Toby Amasan, Nigeria, silver. And Grace Stark, bronze. Masai Russell, I had thought Masai was going to win everything. But as we've talked before, you remember I told you that story about being with Ronaldo Nehemiah at 40,000 feet up in heading to Qatar for the Doha Diamond League. It's got to be 10, 15 years ago. And we're just kind of hanging out right by refreshments area. And he goes, Larry, remember, 10 hurdles, 10 chances to make mistakes. It's about hurdling and sprinting, hurdling and sprinting. You're off a little bit, party's over. Ronaldo, you were so right. I refer to that all the time about about both sprint hurdles, which I love both of them. Oh my God, they're so amazing, and the athletes are so much fun to talk to. Um, but again, this race lived up to the hype. This is day 3. This is Conversations with Larry. Special thanks to our friends at Nike, NikeRunning.com. Please check them out. They supported my brother and I brother Brian and I going to Tokyo. RunBlogRun covering on a daily basis, the previews, the daily coverage, and now the reviews. Check out the Air Structure 26 at NikeRunning.com. See you for day 4 review